Not every show Taylor Sheridan makes is a diamond or a masterpiece, and today in this video I am going to prove exactly that. We are starting from his absolute best, and Taylor Sheridan built a television empire, but not everything he touched turned to gold. Today I am ranking every single one of his shows from best to worst, and I am going to tell you the behind-the-camera truth, the controversies, the shocking profits, and the secrets most fans never find out. Stay until number 1, because that show should never have been made, and you will completely agree with me. Hit subscribe and let's get into it.
A man must stand with his people.
Kicking things off at number 10, the best Taylor Sheridan show ever made, and honestly one of the greatest American television series of the last 20 years. Yellowstone premiered in 2018, and nobody, not the network, not the critics, not even Sheridan himself, predicted what was about to happen. Here is the behind-the-camera truth most people do not know. Paramount Network was a struggling cable channel that was about to be shut down completely before Yellowstone saved it single-handedly. The show pulled in over 14 million weekly viewers at its peak, making it the most-watched cable drama since the era of Breaking Bad. 5 seasons, 55 total episodes. Kevin Costner as John Dutton, fighting to protect his Montana ranch against developers, politicians, and his own family, and Kelly Riley as Beth Dutton, became one of the most talked-about television characters in modern history. Audiences on IMDb gave it an 8.6 out of 10, and every single point of that rating is earned. This 2018 released show, Yellowstone, is streaming on Paramount Plus.
At number 9, the show that proves Taylor Sheridan can create something so perfect in a single season that it never needed to continue. 1883 premiered in December 2021, and here is the behind-the-camera truth. Sheridan wrote the entire season in a matter of weeks during COVID lockdown, shooting it on location across Texas and Montana on a budget that was considered enormous for a streaming prequel at the time. 1 season, 10 episodes, telling the story of the first Dutton generation, making the brutal journey across the American frontier, and Tim McGraw and Faith Hill surprised literally everyone by delivering 2 of the most quietly powerful performances on television that year. The show was so beloved that fans launched a genuine petition demanding more seasons, but Sheridan refused, saying the story was complete exactly as it was. Audiences on IMDb gave it an 8.6 out of 10, same as Yellowstone, which tells you everything. This 2021 released show 1883 is streaming on Paramount Plus.
If either of you want to walk, I won't hold it against you.
I'll be right next to you.
At number 8, the newest entry in the Yellowstone universe, and the one that broke every streaming record the moment it dropped. Dutton Ranch premiered in May 2026, and here is the behind-the-camera truth. This show was never supposed to exist. When Kevin Costner left Yellowstone after a very public and bitter salary dispute with Sheridan, the entire future of the franchise was suddenly in question. Sheridan's answer was to pivot completely, give the audience exactly what they had been screaming for since season 2, a Beth and Rip show. 1 season, 9 episodes, following Beth Dutton and Rip Wheeler leaving Montana and building a new life on a 7,000-acre Texas ranch, while battling a rival operation that will stop at nothing to destroy them. It became the biggest original series launch in Paramount Plus history, with nearly 13 million views in its first 7 days. Kelly Riley and Cole Hauser have never been better. Audiences on IMDb gave it an 8.4 out of 10. This 2026 release show, Dutton Ranch, is streaming on Paramount Plus.
At number 7, the Yellowstone prequel that got Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren to do television for the first time in years, and somehow lived up to the impossibly high expectations that combination created. 1923 premiered in December 2022, and here is the behind-the-camera truth. Getting Harrison Ford to commit to a television series was considered completely impossible in Hollywood. Sheridan personally flew to meet Ford and pitched the entire story in one conversation. Ford said yes on the spot. 2 seasons, 16 total episodes, following the Dutton family through Prohibition, the Great Depression, and the brutal realities of ranch survival. And Ford and Mirren together on screen create a chemistry that feels like watching 2 legends who have been waiting their entire careers for roles this good. The show tackles forced assimilation of Native Americans and colonial violence in ways most mainstream television completely avoids. Audiences on IMDb gave it an 8.3 out of 10. This 2022 released show, 1923, is streaming on Paramount Plus.
Welcome to the oil business.
At number 6, the show that arrived in 2024 and immediately reminded everyone that Taylor Sheridan can build a brand new world from scratch that feels completely real and alive. Landman stars Billy Bob Thornton as Tommy Norris, a fixer for a West Texas oil company managing disasters, violent roughnecks, and billion-dollar deals, all while his own family falls apart. Here's the behind-the-camera truth. Landman was based on a real podcast called Boomtown about actual oil workers in West Texas, and Sheridan spent months embedded with real oil field crews before writing a single word of the script. 2 seasons, 20 total episodes, and John Hamm and Demi Moore both deliver career-level supporting performances. The honest problem, and Sheridan fans already know this, the female characters are written so poorly that it became a mainstream criticism impossible to ignore. But Thornton alone makes this essential. Audiences on IMDb gave it an 8.2 out of 10. This 2024 release show, Landman, is streaming on Paramount Plus.
You're fix-it men, part-time gangsters.
At number 5, the darkest and most uncompromising thing Taylor Sheridan has ever put his name on, and the show that proved he could make television that genuinely makes you uncomfortable in ways that matter. Mayor of Kingstown premiered in November 2021, starring Jeremy Renner as the unofficial power broker in a Michigan city where the entire economy runs on incarceration. Here's the behind-the-camera truth. This show was filmed almost entirely on location, inside and around real working prisons in Michigan, and the cast spent weeks with actual correctional officers, former inmates, and gang members to prepare for their roles. 4 seasons, 40 total episodes, and in January 2026, Paramount confirmed a 5th and final season, bringing the McCluskey story to a proper conclusion. Renner is genuinely brilliant throughout, and the supporting cast is exceptional, but the relentless bleakness is not for everyone. Audiences on IMDb gave it an 8.2 out of 10. This 2021 released show, Mayor of Kingstown, is streaming on Paramount Plus.
At number 4, the show that nobody expected to work, and that has now become one of the most consistently entertaining series on any streaming platform. Tulsa King premiered in November 2022 with Sylvester Stallone as Dwight Manfredi, a New York mob boss exiled to Tulsa, Oklahoma after 25 years in prison. And here is the behind-the-camera truth. Sheridan created the entire concept of this show in less than 1 week during a casual conversation with a producer. That is not an exaggeration. He came up with the premise, the character, the setting, and the tone in under 7 days and then wrote the pilot immediately. 3 seasons, 30 total episodes, and Stallone has never been better on television. Funny, violent, surprisingly tender, and completely magnetic in every scene. The show has already been renewed for a 4th season, and a spin-off starring Samuel L. Jackson called Frisco King is currently in production. Audiences on IMDb gave it a 7.9 out of 10. This 2022 release show, Tulsa King, is streaming on Paramount Plus.
You will have as much life.
At number 3, the show that most people completely skip, and honestly, that is their loss. The Madison premiered in March 2026, and here is the behind-the-camera truth. This is the only Taylor Sheridan show that exists completely outside the Yellowstone universe, and was personally described by Sheridan as his most intimate and character-driven work to date. 8 episodes following a wealthy Montana family whose carefully constructed world starts collapsing when buried secrets from the past begin surfacing. Kurt Russell and Michelle Pfeiffer lead the cast, and the 2 of them together on screen is genuinely one of the most watchable things Sheridan has produced in years. The show was overshadowed completely by Marshals launching the same month and never got the audience it deserved. It has already been renewed for a 2nd season, and if that season delivers, this could become the most underrated show in the entire Sheridan catalog. Audiences on IMDb gave it a 7.8 out of 10. This 2026 release show, The Madison, is streaming on Paramount Plus.
So we're just going to pretend.
At number 2, and yes, this placement is going to upset some people, but hear me out. Special Ops Lioness premiered in July 2023, and here is the behind-the-camera truth. This show was inspired by a real classified CIA program that actually existed and recruited young women specifically to get close to high-value targets in ways male operatives never could. Sheridan was given access to declassified information about the program and consulted with former CIA operatives during the writing process. 2 seasons, 16 total episodes, Zoe Saldana as a CIA operative running this program, and the action sequences are genuinely some of the best produced for any streaming series in recent memory. Nicole Kidman and Morgan Freeman both appear in supporting roles, and both are exceptional. It sits at number 2 only because the personal drama storylines occasionally slow the momentum in ways that feel frustrating when the mission content is so gripping. Audiences on IMDb gave it a 7.8 out of 10. This 2023 released show, Special Ops Lioness, is streaming on Paramount Plus.
Cartels.
And at number 1, the worst Taylor Sheridan show ever made, and it is not even a close competition. Marshals premiered in March 2026, and here is the behind-the-camera truth that explains everything. This show was not made because Taylor Sheridan had a story he needed to tell. It was made because CBS needed content to fill a broadcast television schedule gap, and Paramount needed something to keep Yellowstone fans subscribed while Dutton Ranch was still in production. It was a business decision dressed up as a creative one, and you can feel that in every single episode. Luke Grimes as Casey Dutton deserved so much better material than this. Reviews on IMDb from the very first week called it rushed, cheap, flat, and completely lacking the depth and tension that made the Yellowstone universe worth caring about in the first place. One reviewer simply wrote, "This is what happens when a network forces a show into existence that nobody actually wanted." A 6.1 on IMDb makes it the lowest rated Sheridan production in history, and the gap between this and everything else on this list is enormous. Audiences spoke, and they were not kind. This 2026 release show Marshals is streaming on CBS and Paramount Plus. But honestly, your time is better spent rewatching Yellowstone.
That is every Taylor Sheridan show ranked from best to worst. And if this list surprised you even once, then this video did its job. Drop a comment below. Do you agree that Marshals is the worst thing Sheridan has made? Or do you think something else deserves that spot? Hit subscribe for daily content exactly like this, because we are here every single day.